it's just what comes with the territory because of all the pain that we've gone through. We might go through an anxious attachment style, a dismissive avoidant attachment style, a fearful avoidant. And I went through anxious before. I went through, we all start out secure, but then because you encounter narcissists, you encounter people that are jealous of you and stuff, you tend to move through certain attachment styles. And in my opinion, this is just how I feel. I think being a dismissive avoidant is one of the worst ones you can have because you're very dismissive of other people's feelings and emotions. And it's all about you in a bad way. It's good to be selfish in certain things and take care of you first, but it's bad when you are actively looking for relationships. You're actively saying you want a relationship with people, but then you also pushing them the hell away from you as well. That's not cool. And I experienced that. And again, I want to go into attachment styles in another video, so I'm just going to speak briefly on this. But I'm currently I went from anxious to fearful. I never went to dismissive, thank God, because like I said, that's in my opinion, I can't deal with it. But I'm like mid fearful still now, and then I'm working towards secure. So you want to be around people that again respect emotions and feelings and still can be strong though. Okay, balance. A lot of balancing is going on. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. You don't want to tip too much to being this strong person and you have no emotions and screw everybody. But then you also don't want to be this cry baby and you don't have any strength. You got to balance both. And so I realized with the dismissive avoidance, they will disregard how you feel altogether. And so please watch out for people who claim that they want friendships, they want relationships, but they push the people away. As soon as they start feeling people get too close, it's like, get away from me. People that can go ghost, they're on a pattern with you, you're talking to you all the time, and then they just go completely mute. And then they expect you to come groveling at their feet and begging them, texting them, calling them, blowing them up, just so then they can accuse you of being desperate. That's what a lot of narcissists do. And when you're raised around narcissists, you date narcissists, you marry narcissists, whatever, there is a warning that you can end up being a narcissist yourself, unfortunately, even in the chosen community. This recent person I had to get rid of, I believe she had some narcissist tendencies with herself. Very cold, very detached, very lying, a lot of things. And I felt that, and God gave me discernment, and I moved accordingly, because when you start picking up on people's patterns, you don't want to keep having to learn the same lesson over and over and over again. Okay? See the red flag for what it is and keep it moving. Don't wait until the relationships it turns completely toxic and goes to shit. And then you're like, oh no, but I remember back when they did this 2 or 3 months ago. But I remember back when they did this 6 months ago. No, cut the bad habit right at the start. If somebody is talking to you, and then out the blue, they just stop. They don't tell you why. They don't give you any courtesy, no communication. They don't care how you would feel about them just completely not saying nothing, even though they were. That is a selfish individual. That is a potential narcissist, because what they like to do is they love bomb you. They create this pattern, and then they want you to start jumping through hoops for their attention, for their affection, for their reassurance. No, from somebody who's been around narcissists, I'm not playing those type of games. I'm not jumping through hoops for nobody's attention, for their affection, okay? You show up as the adult that you're supposed to be, and you treat people how you want to be treated, or your ass going to be left. You're going to get ghosted. You're going to be left like the trash that you are. That is trash behavior. So you're going to be taken out like the trash that you are. And chosen ones, I need you to be firm on this. And don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for taking out the trash. It needs to be done. Because people love to play games, especially narcissists. Okay, so pay attention to patterns. Don't be friends with people that's hot one day, cold the next. Hot one day, cold the next. And that's what this garbage person tried to do to me recently. And I'm glad I got rid of it. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Be friends with people. That's another thing. I'll say that's the next thing about a loser. A loser sucks at communication. Okay? A loser has terrible communication skills, like most of the time. I'm not saying sometimes, but I'm saying majority of the time. Okay, so just like I just was saying, if you're going through something, you're having a rough time, an adult will communicate that with you. One of your you got a best friend, you got a close girlfriend, someone you're getting to know. If you're going through something, you start experiencing some rough patches, it's your job to speak up and say something. It's not the other person's place to gotta be begging and knocking and saying, hey, what's wrong with you? You okay? Haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything good? No, because then that means you're trying to fish for that. And that's not cool. You should have open communication. When you're not feeling a certain way or something, you're having an off day, communicate that. Especially if it's going to be for days and weeks on end. Especially weeks on end. Especially weeks on end. If you know you need a break from a person and you might be gone for weeks and it literally has nothing to do with them, no shady stuff towards them, it's literally you're going through it, it is your job to speak up and tell that person that. And let them know, hey, it might be a few weeks, it might be a few months. I'm not even sure. But when I am feeling better, I promise I will reach out to you. And even in the between time, I will still want to reach out and see how you're doing. Because again, I'm building something here, or I'm maintaining a friendship here. But again, garbage and trash and loser individuals, they don't care about that. They will just move selfishly and they don't care about how you feel. They don't care about how that will affect you, because at the end of the day, it's about them in an unhealthy way. So you don't want that around you. All right. And I would say the last loser thing, I would probably put the numbers beside it because I done lost count. The last loser thing is that the person, again, they are just negative. And I think that ties in the negativity ties into what I said in the beginning to being pessimistic, okay? But a person who is just negative and they're chronically sad, chronically depressed, it's always a problem. They never see the bright sunny day. Like they never just come on and they're just full of joy. Regardless, yes, I would say that they're negative. A loser is they're negative, and there's no sign of God showing on the outside. So you know in scripture it says the joy of the Lord is my strength. Let the weak say he is strong, right? You can see by a person's aura how they carry themselves, all of this, okay? A lot of people don't check body language, but I do because I'm an empath. A lot of chosen ones, we are empaths. If a person's always walking around, woe is me, down the dumps, dark cloud over their head, never happy, and I noticed, this person never, ever, ever came around, even on their videos online, whatever, and they're just like, hey, and I'm not saying, again, I that's me. I'm not saying everybody gotta be jumpy, jittery like that, but just like in good up spirits, you could just tell that God is in them. I never sensed that. It was always very serious, very cold, very just and it's like, are you not thankful? No gratitude, no thankfulness, again, some people are 6 feet below. A lot of people are 6 feet below who wish they were still here to be thankful for another breath. But a lot of people take their life for granted. As a chosen one, yes, we go through a lot of things, but baby, there's a lot of things you can be grateful for too. The fact that you're not on a deathbed right now. The fact that you can still breathe, the fact that your heart is still pumping what is that? The 4 chambers of the heart, however that go. It's a lot of people who have heart failure. It's a lot of people who have diabetes. It's a lot of people who have a really struggling freaking life. Okay, yes, you're struggling to pay bills. Okay, yes, you're struggling to find a love life. Okay, yes, you don't have children yet, or you're struggling to have children, or whatever your struggle is in here in life. Yeah, you wanted to graduate and get your degree, but you didn't walk across the stage yet. Yes, you wanted to have a certain car by this year, but you couldn't. There's a lot of disappointments. I get it. But life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you handle it and how you bounce back. Make it happen. Make it happen and stop walking around being so negative and nasty, yo.